What's up, everybody? This is the first episode of CTA Sports Podcast. That's right. We rebranded for me, myself, Mr. Trevor, and Adam. We combined our names and came up with CTA Sports. This is our episode 1 of the rebrand, and we're going to come at you with a mock draft between me and Trevor. We're going to go head to head against each other, and we want you guys to be the judge in the comments and let us know who you think wins this draft. So here we go. We're going to hop over to Sleeper right here, and we're going to start this out. Trevor is sitting at the 3 spot. I'm sitting middle way, and the worst pick there possibly can be at 6, and we're going to see who can win this thing. So let us know. Here we go. First up, Justin Jefferson and McCaffrey off the board like usual. Trevor already, he had it set. He's going Jamar Chase. All right, so I'm at a tough spot right here. I can go best available receiver with Cooper Kupp, who I think is a great pick, or Bijan. Man, this is tough. I think I'm going to go best available receiver, tough. And I'm going to grab Mr. Cooper Kupp, who could easily be the 101.
That's easy. Can't go wrong with that.
Not at all. Getting him at 6, I feel like, is a steal.
Bijan would have probably been next on my list.
Same. Yeah, I like Bijan top 5 for sure. Mahomes is already off the board. All right, they're back around to me. All right, so this is a no-brainer in my opinion. Like you've heard me state a million times on this podcast, Derrick Henry plays the Texans twice in the fantasy playoffs this season. He averages over 200 yards rushing a game against them. So I'm already set with my wide receiver 1 with Cooper Kupp. I feel like taking my RB1 here in the turn is a good play for Derrick Henry. So we're going to go Mr. Derrick Henry. Also, his backup was suspended. So.
All right. See who we got here. I already got Jamar Chase, so I got a receiver. I'm always big on doing either a receiver, running back, and then third round, depending on what QBs are left, maybe taking a top tier. But if there's not a top tier QB left, then I usually will keep going either receiver or running back. Kind of like a 1-2 punch with those, or sometimes I do running back, receiver, and then whatever quarterback comes 5th round is a lot of times what I'll do. So I got here at the top, it's Tony Pollard or Breece Hall. Very good running backs. I could go either way with them. Both going to do really good this year. Receivers, I got T. Higgins, Chris Olave. I really like Olave, by the way. That's hard. He's going to be gone by the time he gets back to me.
You will.
But with there being Tony Pollard or Breece Hall, I really like Pollard this year. I think he's going to do amazing. He did really good last year. I was really high on him last year, even as a draft. I had him in almost every league as like a running back 3 for me or 4, just in case. I thought he was going to do better than Zeke. So I'm going to go Pollard.
That's a good pick. I mean, I think he could easily finish as a top 5. You back around at the turn. I think I know what you're doing here. Your QB1's on the board.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was meaning, dependent, and see, I'm third pick is a 12-man league, so there's still a lot of top guys still left here. So I'm really high on Jalen Hurts this year. He's who I have as my QB1. He runs the ball, throws the ball. Amazing player. I could easily go ahead and start building everything else, but there's still a ton of receivers and running backs left. So I'm going to go ahead and just get right off the board since Mahomes and Josh Allen are gone and get my boy Jalen Hurts.
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So this is where I'm sitting at. Devontae Smith and Chris Olave are the 2 best available. DK Metcalf's on the board, Travis Etienne. But me personally, I'm in the same boat Trevor is in fantasy, and I think that, receiver and running back are a lot deeper this year than they have been. And statistically, it's proven that teams are winning more often drafting quarterback earlier and then just drafting a backup QB late instead of doing the wait for a QB and get 2 that flyers. Like nowadays, you want that one guy that you can set and forget. And I think that guy for me is Mr. Joe Burrow. So we're going to go Joe Burrow here in the 3rd.
It's an amazing pick as well.
I'm liking where we're sitting with R2 right now. So far, I feel like me and you are kind of doing great in this draft.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like this. Okay. So it's back around to me. I have my RB1. I have my wide receiver 1. So I have options here. I think TJ Hawkinson's in play here. But for me personally, I had this guy last year, and after he finished out his suspension, he went absolutely crazy. So I think that I'm going to go with Mr. DeAndre Hopkins here.
And now it's me. Sorry, this thing makes some weird noises sometimes. So I got Jamar Chase, Pollard, Jalen Hurts. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure. Nothing froze up here. So I got running back. I got J.K. Dobbins, Damian Pierce, Alexander Madison. I usually right here. I still, in my opinion, think there's still a lot of receivers left. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and look at running back. To go ahead and get my running back 2 here. How
I
do
like
I
that.
scroll down on here? Um, I think I I really like J.K. Dobbins. He just hasn't stayed healthy for me. Uh, he's always kind of let me down. Damian Pierce, I don't think he's gonna do as good as he did last year. I think he's still gonna get plenty of volume, even with Singletary there. I just still don't think he's gonna do like what he did last year. I really like Miles Sanders with the team he's on. I'm gonna go Miles Sanders.
Okay. That's a good pick. All right, back around
And
to you.
it's right back to me. So if I knew what team Dalvin Cook was going to be on, he'd easily be my next pick and go ahead and lock up 3 running backs. I still could do that.
Yeah,
But I know I need another top tier receiver, and it's going to be a long ways before it comes back to me. So I think Fields is going to be a lot better this year. I'm going to go DJ Moore.
I like that. Okay, and I'm going to try to continue to go with the strategy that I'm using. I've studied it this year, and based on other channels, other podcasters, people in the fantasy world, they feel like hero RB is the way to go this season. And what that means is you try to draft a running back in the first 4 to 5 rounds, and you only grab one, and then you go and you fill out all the rest of your roster with as many superstars as you can, and then come back late in the draft in the last couple rounds and draft high upside RB2s. And that's a good strategy because of the fact that, you know, running back gets hurt more often than any other position. So you can draft your RB2 late and, take a chance on a guy that ends up being the one for the year. So I'm going to try to continue with what I'm going with here. And I'm going to go with somebody who I think is going to be a target hog. And I'm going to draft Darren Waller.
Nice pick.
See, it's coming back around to me. I still haven't took my RB2, but I have everything locked up but my flex. So since we're in a PPR league, we can go with people that we know are going to get the targets. And this late in the draft, I don't know how he's sitting. It's the 6th round. I guess they're just worried about QB play, but I'm going to take Mike Evans right here, who's been 1,000-yard receiver every year of his career.
Yeah, it's a good strategy too. Um, Once it gets to this point, it's either I'm going to start looking at tight end if I believe there's the right tight end, unless there's somebody I'm waiting for that could be possibly a sleeper later on. Uh, we are playing with a flex position, so that's also one thing to keep into consideration for receiver and running back.
Yep.
I think I got really good PPR backs right now, Tony Pollard and Miles Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
So a guy I'm really high on, I'm gonna go ahead and get my running back 3 and come back and get a receiver when it comes right back to me and a few picks. And I really think this guy's gonna get a lot of volume this year. There is Kamara that's still here. I know there's a very good chance he's gonna get suspended, to where I could just keep him to get him back later on. But I
Yeah.
really like Rashad White for this year. I think just to have as a volume back.
Great
If
pick.
he does end up working the way I think he's going to. And with the other backs I'm seeing left, Pacheco and David Montgomery, I think he's the best available besides Kamara. But Kamara is great. I just, with the whole suspension thing, I just don't want to have that on my team. I try to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like that selection right there.
And right back to me. So, like I said, let's see what tight ends I have. I still got a few guys here. I haven't. I think with the strength of schedule, I should go tight end here and take Pat. Because
Firemuth
they got
or
one of the they got one yeah, they got one of the easiest schedules, strength of schedules this year. Receiver wise though, I still do have Christian Kirk, quite a few guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tight end, and go away from doing the receiver, like I said, just because I just looking at strength of schedules, I think
I
he's
like
got
that.
a way easier time than anybody else.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so with me, we're sitting in the 7th round. I already have my receivers filled out, my RB1. I have my quarterback that I can set it each week, tight end, everything's set. Only position now that I haven't drafted is my kicker and defense, which we can wait on. So this is the point of the draft where you can start stacking up on my RB2s. And I have a lot of different options here this late in the draft, which is crazy because most years you don't. Most years, you have to get a running back first 3 or 4 rounds because they just go like wildfire. But sitting here in the 7th, we have Isaiah Pacheco and James Cook, who both right here would be options for me. I think Isaiah Pacheco, I mean, he's the starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. James Cook, starting running back for the Buffalo Bills. Both are on 2 of the highest powered offenses in the league. Both are super pass heavy, take into account, but at the same time, touchdown opportunities are always going to be there because of the fact that they're on these teams. So I'm comfortable taking one of these guys as my RB2. I don't think they'll give me 20 points a game, but I mean, I don't really need that from RB2 because of how I built my team. We're looking in that 10 to 12 range. Hopefully we can consistently get that. So I think that I'm going to go with James Cook here. I think James Cook is the better of the two between him and Isaiah Pacheco. And then now that it comes back around to me, we're only going through the first 9 rounds, to show you guys how we would set our starters. Of course, we wouldn't take, kicker or defense this early in normal rounds. We'd wait probably until round 10 or 11. But I'm going to go ahead and grab my kicker, the man who has won me many a fantasy championship, most accurate kicker of all time, the Justin Tucker.
Alrighty then. I got 3 running backs. Not going to look that direction right now. I could easily keep stacking if I wanted, but that's not my main strategy here. I do only have 2 receivers, so it'd be nice to have a third. So I definitely need to look at that. I got Kadarius Toney, Brandon Cooks, who very well who knows, possibly could end up doing really good for the Cowboys. Uh, If you go any deeper than that, you start looking into some of the rookies and other players. We just don't know how they're going to do. Kadarius Toney, he's on the Chiefs. We know Mahomes capable of. I'm going to take him over Brandon Cooks.
I like it. All right, back to you. Last round we're doing.
Back. Yep. Let's look here. So many other sleepers we just don't know. So, I'm gonna go, since just based on who's available, I really like Khalil Herbert from the Bears.
I like that too.
He did good last year, even with David Montgomery. I mean, if you look at when they're hurt each, like what they were doing in between, I thought Herbert was the better back anyways. Uh, and that's why I'm so high on Jahmyr Gibbs at the Lions right now too, because I think he's going to run that show, not David Montgomery,
Yep,
sooner than later. So I'm going to go Herbert.
I like it. All right, this is the last pick in the our little show we're doing. I would not take a defense here, but since for the show, I probably will just to show you what defense I'm high on. One guy I want to talk about though, and he's sitting right here, ranked 98, Michael Thomas. I know I made a video earlier saying to stay away from him, but if you're getting Michael Thomas in the 10th and 11th round, I think that you can take that just for the upside that it could possibly be there. Because even the last time he played, he was hurt. He got hurt week 3 or week 4, but the first 2 weeks of the season that he did play, I think he put up 18. He had a touchdown and like 90 yards. And the second week he put up like 28. He had 140 and 2. He's still there. He has a quarterback upgrade with Derek Carr this year. I wouldn't draft him early. I would make sure I had my starter receivers first, but he's somebody I would take a flyer on late. I changed my mind on him. Sorry, guys. I know I told you to stay away from him earlier, but I think Michael Thomas could be the guy, again this season. He's one of those guys you just got to risk it for sometimes. But for me, I'm going to take my defense just to show you guys. I got 15 seconds. Philadelphia Eagles are who I'm high on this season. They drafted the entire Georgia defense, it seemed like, this season. Georgia was historically one of the best defenses ever in college. They got a lot of pieces from it. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's all we got for this one. Like we were saying, we're just coming in. We were trying to show you guys what we would take. That's what we would have took. Let us know in the comments who you think did better in this draft, me or Trevor. We went head-to-head to show you guys a little bit into our strategy for the season. Changes based on the pick. We're going to try to bring you a mock draft every week until season starts, so that way you can, look into our minds a little bit and see what we're doing with it. But let us know in the comments. We'll be back doing another video soon. Thank you for watching episode 1 of CTA Sports. We'll catch you in the next one.